Once upon a time, we measured the distance in darkness. What is spoken will eventually come to light. Water captures your reflection. I capture human interactions. Create human-like conversational dialogue to help you write a blog, to cut down hours of prep that you log. I'm an engineer in marble. Who better to break down the Constitution? Who better to show and explain the revolution? Who better to uncover the truth? Montana, Uncle Rico, Jerry, Rod. We are a reflection of our country's scars. The Doneson Podcast. Show them who we are.
You know I love you so. We're back, we're here. Let the music take control. The season's here. In case you didn't know, we're glad you're here. I hope you like the show. For many years. Let's start the show.
Hey, so anybody heard of Cameo?
Yeah.
And y'all might not know this. Me and Jerry, we have a famous cousin, Larry Blackman,
Okay.
head lead singer of Cameo, and he wrote that Red Cup, right?
Okay.
So I be in the club dancing to our theme song with that Red Cup. Maestro, Griff, hit the intro, baby. This is me in the club.
Oh, God.
We're back, we're here. Let the music take control. The season's here.
Cut it! All right. So,
That's you in the club?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought you was a paraplegic.
Stop embarrassing yourself.
But it look good in the fur coat.
Yeah. From the chest up.
From the chest up. Now they look good in the fur coat. Chinchilla.
Now, Montana has been nominated for an Academy, and we're proud of her. So is her family. And we here at the Doneson Podcast. And Montana in the movie business, she's fantastic. Check her out. Here we go.
One of the best actresses of our times. Better than Meryl Streep, Bette Davis, or even Nicole Kidman. Shanna Montana starring in God, Send Me Another Man.
God, I just want you to know that me and you beefing right now because who you sent down here is just not gonna get it. You sent me somebody who wanna put his hands on me and not lay hands like you lay hands, but you know I'ma lay hands back. He lazy, he don't wanna work like he's manly. You know, he ain't got no money. This one ain't even had no teeth in his mouth. He ain't got, don't want to take care of his kids. Don't want to contribute to nothing. He don't want to buy me no bundles. He don't want to give me no money. I need an allowance, guy. I don't understand. It must have been your off day. Like you go to the doctor, they had like a stand-in. If the doctor out of office, God, I kind of feel like you was out of office and you let somebody else kind of pick the man and send him down here. That's what it had to be. So I need for me and you to get an understanding because he ain't got nothing. He ain't about nothing. I can tell he ain't never gonna be nothing. He ain't been nothing. His mama, daddy, sister, brother ain't about nothing. This man ain't got no car. This man ain't got no housing. This man slick homeless.
Now it's time for What's Cooking in Your City?
What's cooking?
Ooh, bonjour. I like this one. Crawfish étouffée. If you don't follow step by step and use the right ingredients, this shit is going to crawl out your asses. Let's begin with the main ingredients. 4 pounds of peeled crawfish tails with fat, 1 tablespoon of hot sauce, 1 teaspoon of ground red pepper, half a cup of vegetable oil, half a cup of all-purpose flour, 4 celery ribs, chopped. For those who have no more than a 5th grade education celery, it's not a meat. 2 large onions chopped, 3 large green bell pepper chopped, 1 bunch green onions with tops chopped. For those of you that cut dope, this should be easy for you. Half a cup of water. Again, we're excluding Jackson, Mississippi, and Flint, Michigan on this one. Half a cup of chopped fresh flat leaf parsley. Again, hard to say. Wow. Half a cup of heavy cream. Hot cooked rice. Directions? Sprinkle the crawfish with the hot sauce and 1/4 to half a teaspoon of the red pepper. Cook over medium, stirring constantly, 10 to 15 minutes or until the roux is the color of a penny. Stirring occasionally 15 minutes and 15 more minutes. You will start to feel something crawling you out, yeah. In Louisiana, we call this number 2. Whew. See you next week, where we'll be talking about another amazing dish. Voila!
Thank you, Chef Voila. Now, it comes a time when it's us versus them. Now, sometimes in relationships, you get a us versus her or a her versus he, right? But in all, you must have a balance of power in a check system in order to run a family, a household, a business, or a country. But it's time for Rapid Fire! Quickly, the Democratic Party was founded in?
1828.
That is right, Montana! According to a 2018 study by the Pew, is it Paul or Pew? Pew Research Center, 50% of Americans with an annual income of $200,000 or more identified as?
Republicans.
Absolutely correct. What party generally favors higher taxes for individuals and businesses?
Democrats.
You're right, Uncle Rico. What party generally favors lower taxes for individuals and businesses?
Republicans.
You're right, Uncle Rico. Now, the Republican and Democratic Party are two major political parties in the United States. Would everybody agree on that?
Yeah.
Now, they have different views on a wide range of issues, including economic policies. Republicans generally favor lower taxes, less government regulations, and a free market. Democrats generally favor higher taxes, more government regulations, and many social programs that I have benefited from. Now, social policies, Republicans generally favor traditional values such as oppositions to abortions and same-sex marriage. Democrats generally favor more liberal social policies. Healthcare. Republicans generally favor a market-based approach to healthcare, such as health savings accounts and a high deductible health plan rates. Democrats generally favor a more government-run healthcare system, such as Medicare for all. There are many Republicans who hold more liberal views on some issues, and there are many Democrats who hold more conservative views on some issues. So when they ask you, are you a liberal or conservative, I used to not know what that meant.
You didn't.
So I used to say, I'm both. Just like using a bathroom or something like that.
Oh, God.
It'd be like, hey, I can use either one now. Now, the term liberal and conservative are often used to describe political ideologies, right? In general, liberals tend to believe in individual freedoms and equality, while conservatives tend to believe in traditions and order. Here are some of the key differences between liberals and conservatives. Check this out, y'all. Role of government. Liberals generally believe that the government should play an active role in society, providing social services and regulating the economy. Conservatives, on the other hand, generally believe that the government should play a limited role in society and that the private sector is better equipped to solve social problems. Interesting. Economic policies. Liberals generally support government intervention in the economy to promote economic equality and social justices. Conservatives, on the other hand, generally support free market, capitalism, and limited government regulations of the economy. Social policies. Liberals generally support social programs that promote equality and opportunity for all, such as affirmative action and welfare programs. Conservatives, on the other hand, generally oppose social programs that they believe can create dependency on the government. Would you consider yourself a liberal or a conservative, and why?
I think I spoke on this before. I'm both.
Hey, that's exactly what I said, Montana. When I go to the restroom, I'm both.
Whatever. I'm a conservative liberal.
I can
myself.
sit down or stand up.
I'm very
conservative
conservative on.
liberal.
Some things I'm liberal on. And that's why I said this party system that we have, man, they the same. They things that they are conservative on, and some things they are more liberal on. And we got to find a common ground somewhere, man. And it ain't about Democrat, Republicans, and independents and all that. It's about the people of the world. We got to find a area in where we all can come to some form of unity for all of us to benefit. And that's why Washington stinks so much, man, because everybody just stuck. You know, you got people voting against their own interests at times. Up in D.C., they vote against their own interests, but because they party regulated. And that's why they do this stuff, man. It's sad. But like I said in the past, sometime on my ballot, I don't vote Republican. I don't vote Democrat. It's what I believe in that's going to help me.
If you don't mind sharing us, when did you vote Republican?
Who was the governor? He was governor of Tennessee. He was the governor of Tennessee.
In the presidential race.
No, I ain't did in presidential.
Okay, we're good.
Look, he trying to catch you up.
Yeah, no, he ain't gonna catch me up because I did it. I did it for the governor one time here in Tennessee. It was a Republican governor. I'm trying to figure who it was.
Now, the Republican and Democratic parties are two major political parties in the United States. They have a long and complex history dating back to the early 1800s. Now, the Democratic Party was founded in 1828 by Andrew Jackson. Jackson was a populist who believed in the power of common people. After the Civil War, the Republican Party remained the dominant party in the United States. The party's platform supported economic growth and development and is opposed government interference in the economy. The Republican Party also supported civil rights for African Americans. Really? Jerry, what you think?
Wait a minute, cuzzo. Did I hear you correctly? Did you say the Republican Party supported black people?
Yes. In the early 1900s, the Democratic Party began to make gains in the South. The party's platform appealed to white voters who were opposed to the Republican Party's support of civil rights for African Americans. Now, check this out. We're going to go a little bit back. The Great Depression from 1929 to 1939 led to a realignment of the two major political parties. The Democratic Party, under the leadership of Franklin D. Roosevelt, adopted a New Deal program that expanded the role of the federal government in the economy. The Republican Party, on the other hand, opposed the New Deal and supported a return to economics. The New Deal coalition, which consisted of urban voters, African Americans, and labor unions, helped the Democratic Party to dominate African American politics for the next 30 years. The Republican Party, on the other hand, had become the party of the South and the white voters who opposed the New Deal. Jerry, what you think?
The South will never die.
That's right, cuzzo. In the 1960s, the Democratic Party began to lose a grip on the South. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Acts of 1965 led to the enfranchisement of millions of African Americans in the South. Many of these newly enfranchised voters began to support the Democratic Party. Now, Montana, you're from Moss Point, Mississippi, right?
This is true.
You said in other seasons that you have never experienced discrimination in Moss Point.
I've never experienced like blatant discrimination. You know, where somebody told me I couldn't do something because I was a colored person, or couldn't have a certain experience because I was black. I'm sure discrimination happened around me, but just blatant, direct to me, none that I can recall.
Okay. I can.
Correct.
It happened to me.
Oh, go ahead, huh?
Now I'm pissed right now.
Okay, we'll come back to you when you're unpissed. Now, the Republican Party, on the other hand, began to appeal to white voters who were opposed to the civil rights movement. The party's platform adopted a Southern strategy. I think we heard that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
That appealed to white voters who were concerned about the loss of segregation and the rise of black power, right? Now, there's the benefits of Republican and being a Democrat. The benefits of Republican and Democrats vary depending on the individual beliefs and values. Here are some of the potential benefits of each party. Republicans, check this out, y'all. Lower taxes. Republicans generally favor lower taxes for individuals and businesses. This can lead to more money in people's pockets, which can be used to save, invest, or spend. That's all we want to do, right? Americans. We want to save, invest, and spend. They also want less government regulations. Republicans generally favor less government regulations of businesses and industries. This can lead to more economic growth and innovation, more money.
And discrimination.
Right, we're still talking here. All right. Traditional values. Republicans generally favor traditional values such as opposition to abortion and same-sex marriages. This can appeal to people who share those values. Now let's switch over and jump tracks to the Democrats. Higher taxes. Democrats generally favor higher taxes for individuals and businesses. This can be used to fund social programs and infrastructure projects like bridges, roads, potholes, and so forth, right? More government regulation. Democrats generally favor more government regulations of businesses and industries. This can protect consumers and the environment. More liberal and social policy. Democrats generally favor more liberal social policy, such as abortion, rights, and same-sex marriages. This can appeal to people who share those values. Jerry, what you think?
Cuzzo, I'm starting to lean the other way.
Uh-oh. Now, Montana, we have just broken down like Republicans and Democrats. You see the benefits of both.
I do.
Are you a registered voter?
I am.
Are you a registered voter? Will you represent Republicans or Democrats if we are allowed to ask?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, absolutely.
But I said earlier, I am a conservative liberal, so that may give people a little bit of insight. It just depends on, what's happening. But I'll say this, in every presidential election, I have only voted Democrat this far in my life.
Now, I'm about to ask you a very tough question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Do you believe in you can plead the fifth if you don't answer it.
Okay.
Do you believe in same-sex marriages?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, put it this way, I think about this often because in the age of social media, you see so many people having so many opinions about same-sex activity. And my thought process is your sexuality is your sexuality. Like who you love is who you love. Who you want to be in relationship with is just that.
Amen.
At the end of the day, we all gonna end up being with somebody at one point in our life or another that's gonna treat us like shit. We all been through that. So I don't care whether you were a man, woman, cat, dog, you all gonna go through the same relationship BS. So, but eventually you come out on the other side of the rainbow. I ain't saying it's all bad. But I just think that I'm not gonna, it's almost like when people want to defend it like biblically, and I don't have any Bible verses that I can quote to say like this is wrong, but I know that not one sin is bigger than the other. So you sit here and and that's what you see a lot of times people defend it like God said, but it's like you got 5 kids out of wedlock. God said don't have sex before you marry. God has said a lot of things for us not to do that we do, and he forgives us. So I feel that if that is a sin, I don't know, allegedly, that God will forgive them too. But ultimately, I feel like it is their life. My biggest question back to the public, whoever is listening to this, what is your problem with same-sex marriage? Like, why do you even care about anybody else's relationship? Because if we want to take the terminology off of it, it's another relationship. So you got a straight relationship and you have a same-sex relationship. You don't want nobody in your straight ass business. So why are you in their business? So that's my thing. I don't have an issue. You live your life and you live it as authentically as you can, because I think we need more authenticity in that area. But ultimately, no, I don't have a problem with it. Love who you love, but make sure whoever you love is going to treat you right, no matter what sex they are.
Amen. I agree to that. Also on that note, just to piggyback, I know it's illegal. I know that
same-sex marriages?
No. I know it's illegal, and I know it's not tolerated in America. But I know a lot of women that have in relationship with dogs. Okay.
Come on.
So the Republican policies of
I
black
just caught
people,
that damn sure are. It should be illegal. It should be, but it ain't.
Now the Republican policies for black people, that's us, y'all, and the whole staff. Now, however, Republicans have also opposed policies that have been seen as beneficial to black people. For example, in 2017, the Trump administration rolled back a number of Obama-era regulations aimed at protecting black voters from voter suppression. The administration also appointed a number of conservative judges to the federal courts who are seen as likely to rule against voting rights protections. Interesting. In addition, Republicans often oppose affirmative action programs, which are designed to increase opportunities of black people and other unrepresentative groups. Republicans argue that affirmative action programs are unfair for white people and that the discrimination against people who are not members of unrepresentative groups. Jerry, what you think?
Cuzzo, I'm starting to lean back the other way.
Daryl, affirmative action.
What about it?
Do you feel that has benefited you in any way in corporate America, or do you agree or disagree with it?
I say it's still a struggle.
It's still a struggle. Have you ever benefited from affirmative action?
Not that I can recall, I mean, hey, man. It's like I say all the time. It's the people who are supposed to implement and hold people accountable that's flawed in all of these processes. So at the end of the day, you still standing on your own 2 feet and pulling up your own self by your own bootstrap, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now, Democrat policy for blacks. Let's listen to this. Let's see what the Democrats got to do for us, right? Democrats have historically supported policies that have benefited black people. For example, in the 1960s, Democrats played a key role in passing the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which outlawed discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. Yeah.
And we still fighting that today.
Well,
so really, they passed it, but okay. Is it being implemented? Is it being upheld throughout this country? Hell no. So we still at ground one.
Now, Democrats have also supported affirmative action programs, which are designed to increase opportunities for black people and other undeserving Negroes. No, I'm saying other undeserving groups. Overall, the record for Democrats on issues affecting black people is strong. Now, you got to understand that Democrats have supported a number of policies that have benefited black people, and they have continued to work to address the challenges of facing black Americans.
So why are we still working at it if it will pass?
I think it's too many of us.
No, so the serious tip. Why are we still working at it if it was passed?
What you think, Montana? Why do you think we still working at it if it was passed?
Because we live in America, and that's just a process. It's a forever process.
Yeah, what you said.
All right. Now, this is going to be interesting. This is along the lines here is, which way do rich people vote? This is interesting, right? All right. According to a 2018 study by the Pew Research Center, 50% of Americans with an annual income of $200,000 or more identified as Republican or lean Republican, while 39% identified as Democrats if you made $200,000 a year. The study also found that rich people are more likely to vote than other people of lower incomes. In 2016, presidential election, for example, 79% of Americans with an annual income of $200,000 or more voted, compared to 60% of Americans with an annual income of less than $30,000. So it seems like the more money you make, the more liable you are to vote.
So you're considered poor if you make less than $30K per year? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Montana, here's some questions. Montana, do you believe in lower taxes and less government regulations, or do you believe in higher taxes and more government regulations?
Why would I believe in more? More taxes and more government.
All right. So you believe in lower taxes and less government regulations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Balance.
Uncle, do you believe in market-based approach to healthcare, or do you believe in more government-run healthcare?
Say that again.
do you believe the government should run the healthcare, or you believe that everybody should fend for themselves?
Everybody can't fend for themselves.
You
Right.
can't. So you believe the government should step in?
And help those who can't fend for themselves.
Right, they
but
have
those
to.
who can fend for themselves, fend for yourself.
Self, I agree on.
See, that's the problem. We trying to throw all over one side and all on the other side.
Won't
No,
work.
that ain't gonna never work.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta meet people where they at, man, in life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I vote the way I vote.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. If you saying something that's in my interest, I'm voting for you.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. But if you're saying something against me, I'm voting against
The
you.
other way.
The other way. So that's what I'm saying. You can't throw it all on one side and all on the other side. It ain't never worked. It ain't gonna ever work.
Okay.
You got to vote a true conscience to help people, man. If you're real about helping people, you know, and all that other mess don't mean nothing.
Okay. Well, on that note, thanks for tuning in to the Doneson Podcast.
All right.
Peace out.
Oh, baby, anticipation is that time of the year. The Doneson Podcast is here. This groove moves your soul.